Hi guys, Natasha Tessier here, owner of Dwell Realty and Design. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about the 10 things I wish I knew before moving to Texas. Hi there, I'm Natasha Tessier. I'm the owner of Dwell Realty and Design here in Houston. Born and raised here, my channel is anything and everything to do with living in the city of Houston, a lot about the suburbs, a lot of people moving here, lots of questions. I'm happy to help. We did set up a new form below. If you are interested in working with me, please fill out the form and get a Zoom link on my calendar and let's get together and chat about your move or what you're planning. But today I wanted to talk about the top 10 things I wish I knew before moving to Texas. So I went to my old clients. I have so many clients now that have moved here from California and other places. And I went to them and I was like, what was surprising to you? You know, what surprised you? So here we go. The first thing is just your license plate, getting your license plates, going to the DMV. One of my clients was extremely surprised at how efficient it was. I wouldn't call it super efficient, but she was surprised. She got her tags, like her license tags, the same day. In the state of Texas, you don't have to have a tag on the front of your car, which is kind of weird for some people. But they walked out with their tags the same day. They had to register, obviously, their car in the state of Texas. They said that that cost was about a third of the cost of California. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then she was surprised everybody here has to get your car inspected. We have Texas state inspections. You have to have a sticker on the front. She was telling me how there's like this red sticker on the back of your car in California. I don't know, just like if you get in trouble, you have to wear a red sticker. But here you just have a sticker on the front of your car. It has a date of when your last inspection and registration was. So you do have to have your car inspected. You cannot have a car that doesn't have brake lights working or blinkers working or, I don't know, emitting huge fumes in the air or whatever. You have to have it inspected every year to get your registration. So, and it's like, I think it's a set rate, like $23 or $33 or something like that for the inspection. Okay, so the second thing was they're surprised at how many things there are to do here. So in the state of Texas, we do have a ton of stuff to do. One of the big things being we just went through the Houston Rodeo. Super fun. I love watching all my California clients go down there. Their kids are mutton busting, which probably you don't know what that is, but they get on sheep and they try to hold on. And I mean, there's bull riding and there's a concert and it's a huge fair. It's really, really cool. But there's so many things to do. There's, you know, state parks, there's Galveston, there's tons of festivals, and there's a big family festival happening in the Woodlands. She was surprised there's always something going on, like a Montgomery County Fair is happening right now, all sorts of stuff to do all the time. So that was number 2. Number 3 was how aggressive the drivers were. So she said when she first moved here, she really thought they were aggressive. Now she's kind of used to her area. But if you are on the freeway here and you are in the left lane, you are expected to be going over the speed limit, at least 10 to 15 miles over the speed limit. And it's frustrating for Texans if you're in the left lane and you're going slow, because that lane is for either going fast or passing somebody and getting back out of it. So don't come here and get in the left lane and drive slow, because it'll frustrate people. But everybody kind of goes, I don't know, 10 miles over the speed limit is kind of the norm. I feel like the further you go out in the country, like here I live in Montgomery, people are a lot nicer with letting you in and slowing down. But when I go see my parents in the city of Houston, it's kind of intense and people are cutting me off, and it's the way I grew up. I mean, it's the 4th largest city, so you got to get on your horse and go. Okay, so one thing that should not be surprising, we've talked about this a lot, are the higher property taxes. We can have tax rates from 1.7 to 3.7 here. 3.7 is really high. Most of them, I would say, are between 2 and 3 on property tax. However, when most of my families calculate it, it ends up saving you money in the long run. So we don't have state income tax. So, you know, say you're making $100,000 or $200,000, you're probably paying 10% state income tax in California. So, and then you're also paying a property tax there too. So when most of my clients add it up, it ends up benefiting them here. Not always, but I would say 90% of the time. But don't be surprised by your property taxes. Now there are exemptions. I've done a whole property tax video. There are homestead exemptions, there are over 65 exemptions, there are VA exemptions, there's all sorts of exemptions, but the property taxes are probably gonna be higher than what you're used to. Okay, so moving on, Pest control is a must. I don't really notice a ton of pest control issues. I guess I'm kind of used to it. I have my guy come spray only the outside of our house every, I think it's 3 or 4 months. I don't spray the inside. I'm kind of a hippie at heart. I don't like all those chemicals and stuff, but I do have the outside sprayed. I don't know if they don't have bugs in California, but in the mosquitoes, we do have mosquitoes in the summer, but you know, when we go to Montana in the summer too, there are mosquitoes there. So, you know, they have mosquito misting nets and all sorts of stuff, but I don't know. It just seems like not a big deal to me. So the next thing is going to be that you have to be at a liquor store to buy liquor. So in the state of Texas, we don't sell hard alcohol in our grocery stores, just beer and wine. You can go to H-E-B and have beer and wine, but if you want hard alcohol, you have to go to a liquor store. And then the other thing with that is that you cannot buy hard alcohol before noon on Sundays. Now, it's been that way my whole life. It's just afternoon is when they start selling the alcohol. I don't know if it's a church thing. Most people go to church here, so you know, you can't buy the hard alcohol before noon on Sundays. So then the next thing that she was surprised about, or a lot of my clients, is all of the kids programs that are available to them and how affordable they are. So this one particular client, her kids are in Christian youth theater, and it was like $300 for a full season of acting lessons and doing a play. Or there's a like local basketball program, it's $100 for the season. She said it was a lot more in California. They do taekwondo, there's volleyball. I mean, there's so many art classes and different things, activities for the kids. She felt like there was an abundance of kids programs, but felt like they were really affordable. So that's another thing. Number 9 is that H-E-B is huge. H-E-B is our grocery store. It stands for Howard E. Butts. He's the guy, they used to call it like Butts Grocery Store or something silly like that, but then they thought H-E-B would be better. My kids used to always laugh at that. Huge, huge grocery store. And she was telling me back in California, there's smaller like little markets, and then there's Costco. H-E-B pretty much has everything you have. A ton of Texas-made products, which is really cool, which keeps the cost down. So she was surprised at how many Texas-made products there were. And then there's also things like sushi and barbecue and fresh breads made at the bakery and all sorts of seafood departments and all that stuff. And then also she loves like tropical fruits. And she's surprised. She said she used to have to go to Whole Foods to get those things, and H-E-B carries all that. So a lot more variety. She did say her cost of food was a little bit less, but not huge. But then the sales tax is so much less that it really does impact their bill. Okay, and then the last number 10 was she was surprised at the quality of the healthcare here. She had a hard time comparing rates because it's a different program, and they get it from her husband's work. So she wasn't sure on the cost, but she did say like going to all the local clinics that, you know, you don't have to go downtown. I mean, there's hospitals and clinics all over the place. And she was surprised at how friendly they were. So she kind of has an ongoing issue, and they were like, well, why don't we be proactive about it and do this? And she was just very surprised at the quality and at the friendliness of the healthcare system. Okay, so that wraps up my top 10 things I wish I knew before I moved to Texas. Just talked about the vehicle, the aggressive drivers, the higher property taxes, pest control, that you can only get liquor at a liquor store, kids programs, the H-E-B, the quality of the healthcare, all that good stuff. I hope that was helpful. If you ever have any questions, I'm always happy to help. Please fill out my form below and get on my calendar. So a lot of people are filling out the form and then not getting on my calendar. If you need a different date, just text me and say, hey, none of those dates work for me. Can we accommodate something else? We will work it out. But I'm happy to help you get acquainted with the area and help you transfer and move your family to the city of Houston or anywhere in Texas. I have agents all over the state. Just reach out if I can help. And I hope you have a blessed day.